Hey friends, we're going to go ahead and start our science unit now. Now, do you remember the last time we were doing science? We were studying light. So we're going to continue our explorations into light. Can somebody remind me, what did we last do with light? What were we learning about light? You can unmute your microphone if you'd like. What were we learning about light? Brandon, what were we learning about light?
About shadows.
We were learning about shadows. Can somebody remind me, what's one of the things we need? What's one of the things we need to make a shadow? Somebody remember? Remember I don't want to give it away. Y'all remember? Chuck, what do we need?
Light and dark.
We need something for light. We need something to make light, and the shadow is dark. Do y'all remember how we use light to make a shadow? If you have light, what do you need to make a shadow? Do y'all remember that? Let me see if, Brandon, I'm going to come back to you in just a moment. I want to see if somebody at home can remember. What do we need? If we shine a light, how can we make a shadow with that light? Do y'all remember? I see some. Yes, Vanessa, what do we need? Latasha, what do we need?
Shade, dark.
We need, so we're going to make darkness. We need something to make shade. Do y'all remember? So let me show you. I'm going to show you and remind you, because we're going to continue to look at what happens when you shine light on different objects. So I'm going to go ahead. Y'all remember we used this board before when we were doing things with shadows. And I'm going to put something behind it and hold it up. All right? So, when I shine the light at it, am I making a shadow here yet?
No.
We don't see a shadow, right? What can I put in front of this light to make a shadow?
Your hand.
I can put my hand, right? So here we go. So we need a light to make a shadow. And what else do we need to make? What do we need to do to that light to make the shadow?
Put an object or
Something has to be in front of it.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Well, something has to be in front of it. We have, Brandon, thank you. We have to put an object in front of it. So we're going to continue our explorations into light and what happens when we shine light on different materials. In fact, friends, that's our focus question today. So let me show you our focus question here in class. And I'll show you our focus question at home. So our focus question, now you don't have to write this down. I just want you to be thinking about this as we do our investigation. What happens when you shine a light on different objects? Now we already know one thing that happens when you shine a light on some objects, right? What do we make when we shine a light on an object?
shadow.
We can make a shadow, right? So we're going to do something, we're going to see something else today with different kinds of objects. Okay? All right. So, the first object that I'm going to use, and all I want you to do is make observation. Because remember, what do we do as scientists? We make what? What do we make as scientists?
Observation.
Observations. We make observations. Yes, Nathan, we use our eyes to make observations, and that's what we're doing. So here's the first object. I'm going to take this block of wood, and I'm going to shine a light on it. But before we get started, I want you to make a prediction. So think in your head, you don't have to say it out loud yet. When I shine this light on this block of wood, what do you think is going to happen? Think about your prediction. When I shine this light on this block of wood, what do you think is going to happen? Show me your green for go card when you have your prediction ready to share. Wendy, I see that you have a prediction. Very good. Very good. Very good. Angel, you're ready with your prediction. Latasha, you're good. Very good. Brandon, very good. Nathan, very good. All right. So, would somebody like to share their prediction? What do you think is going to happen when I shine this flashlight on this block of wood? Who would like to share their prediction? And remember, it's okay as scientists if our prediction isn't right. It doesn't mean we did something wrong. It means we figured out something new. Yes, Chuck. Chuck, what do you think is going to happen when I shine this light on the piece of wood?
It'll make a shadow.
It'll make a shadow. That's your prediction, all right? Does anybody have a prediction like Chuck's, or maybe a different prediction? Give me a green or a thumbs up if your prediction was like Chuck's. All right? Nate, you had a similar prediction. Melissa, Latasha, Angel, Wendy, very good. Did anybody have a different prediction of what will happen when I shine this light on this block of wood? Yes, Glenn.
I think it's going to stop at the wood. The light's going to stop.
You think the light's going to stop at the wood? That's interesting. We've not talked about the light stopping when we shine into things. Did anybody have that thought in their prediction? The light's going to stop when it shines on the wood. That's Latasha, very good, very good. Wendy, very good. Melissa, okay. So let's test that prediction. Because remember, scientists make predictions, and then they test their predictions. So here we go. First, I'm going to shine the light before I block it with the wood. Can everybody see that? I see heads nodding. I see very good. And now I'm going to put the wood in front of it and shine it. Okay. Now think about your prediction and think about your observations. Here we go again. Without the block of wood and with the block of wood. Yes, Chuck, what did you observe?
You're close to it. That's why there's no shadow. It blocks it.
Ah.
You can't go around.
So because the flashlight was close, maybe that's why we didn't get a shadow. We can test that. Does anybody have an observation to compare their prediction to what we just observed? Arthur, yes.
I did have my hand.
Oh, it looked like you had your mic on mute, but I thought you wanted to share. Does somebody else want to share their observation compared with their prediction? Brandon, you made a prediction about blocking. So did our observations match your prediction?
Yes, it looked like it stopped at the wood and then went past.
It looked like it stopped at the wood. Did anybody else? Wendy, I see you shaking your head. That matched part of your prediction. Angel, I see you shaking your head. Very good. So let's test that, Chuck, before we move on. So Chuck said that it didn't make a shadow, even though a lot of you said you thought it would, because it was too close. So let's test that. I'll start with it close, and I'll move it away. Do we see a shadow forming now? All right, so very good. That was a good prediction. Well, all predictions are good predictions, but our observations match that. Okay, I'm going to hold up a different object now. This is a clear plastic bag. Can everybody see that? So, just like before, I want you to make a prediction. What do you think is going to happen when I shine this light on the clear plastic bag? Now remember, keep your prediction in your head at first, and then I'll give you a chance to share. What do you think is going to happen when I shine this light at this clear plastic bag? When you're ready to share your prediction, show me your green for go card. Nathan's ready, very good. Arthur, you're ready. Wendy, Melissa, Latasha, very good. Angel, Brandon, very good. I think Chuck's still thinking. Oh, Chuck's ready? Okay. Arthur, what do you think is going to happen? If you want to share your prediction, what do you think is going to happen?
I think that some of the light will actually pass through.
Okay, so some of the light will pass through. Okay. Does anybody have a prediction like that? Or does anybody have a different prediction? I see some thumbs up predictions like Arthur's. Does anybody have a different prediction than some of the light will pass through? It looks like that's what y'all are all thinking. Okay, so we're going to test that prediction because, like I said, that's what scientists do. So here we go. Before we shine the light on it, and now, what I want you to do is look at the spot on the wooden board. Here we go again. Before. Do you want to see that one more time? One more time? All right. So before we shine the light on the plastic, all right. Think about what you predicted and think about what you observed. Can somebody share what you just observed? What did you observe? Yes, Natasha.
All the light passed through.
How did you tell? That's interesting, because we all thought some of the light would pass through. Latasha, how did you tell that all the light passed through in your observation?
Clear and translucent. So there was no thick material from the light to the wood.
So you've given us a new word. We're actually going to explore that word in a little bit. You use the word translucent, and you said clear. We're going to talk more about that. But that's great. That's a really great science word that we're going to explore here in a moment. But so what you said was it looked like all the light because it was clear, right? Okay, Chuck, what did you observe?
When you put the bag in front of the light on the board was not as bright.
Oh, so your prediction says that it wasn't quite as bright. So would that mean all the light went through or only some of the light went through? So Chuck says maybe only some of it went through. Art, you were going to share something with us, yes?
Yes, I agree with Chuck. Some of the light, a lot of it went through, but it wasn't as bright, in my opinion.
So some of the light went through, but it wasn't quite as bright. Was it pretty close to as bright, or was it really different? What do y'all think?
I think it was close. To me, it seemed the same.
It was translucent, but not necessarily transparent.
Oh, there we're using that science word again. That's awesome. Some of you guys know those words. That's great. So let's bring that one more time. Yes, Lance, yes.
I was gonna say the size of the light on the board seemed to be the same.
The size of the light on the board seemed to look the same. Let's look at it one more time because we seem to be thinking about some things that were maybe a little hard to tell the difference. We'll do this one more time, and I've got one more object that we're going to observe. So here it is again, without the plastic. And here it is. Oh, actually, that's the flashlight just getting a little dim. With the plastic. Without the plastic. With the plastic. All right. So we're going to look at one more, and just like before, we're going to make a prediction. So this is the side of a jug, a water jug. So like getting a gallon of water at the store, or maybe a gallon of milk, but you have to clean it so you didn't have the milk on it. What's your prediction when we shine the light on this piece of plastic from a water jug? So again, make your prediction in your head. I'll hold that up so everyone can see it clearly. Would anybody like to share their prediction about what will happen when we shine the light on this piece of plastic from a water jug? Yes, Nathan?
Only a little bit will go through.
So you're predicting only a little bit will go through? I'm sorry, if you wanted to share a prediction over here, maybe it was
Well,
like you.
I agree. I think it won't be as clear when it comes through the light.
So you're saying some of it will come through, but maybe not as clear. Okay? Does anybody have a different prediction, or do y'all think that that might be what happens? Does anybody predict that none of the light will come through this plastic, this plastic? Well, it looks like most people are saying no, at least some of it's going to come through. Does anybody predict that all of it's going to come through here?
Maybe.
Oh, so Brandon, you're waiting to see. You're saying maybe. Okay. Sometimes scientists' predictions are we're going to wait and see. So let's test that. Here we go. Here it is before. There it is after. Remember, you're looking at the spot on the wooden board. Before. After. All right. What did you observe? And did it match or not match your prediction? Somebody share an observation. Melissa, yes.
Right.
It was not as bright, so you say it was not as bright, okay? Somebody else want to share an observation? Or do you agree with Melissa?
I agree with Melissa.
Okay, I'm sorry, Melissa, what did you say?
I agree with Angel, it was dimmer.
It was dimmer, very good. And you're saying that you agree that it was dimmer as well? Is that what we all observed here? Okay, so I'm going to introduce to you now some new science terms. Actually, I'm not going to be introducing them all to you because some of you already know these terms, which is great. So before we introduce these terms, I want to revisit our focus question. What happens when you shine light on different objects? Are we starting to get some observations and some evidence to help us answer our focus question? I see some heads shaking. Very good. Now, we're not ready to answer it yet, but we're getting there. All right, so I got some new terms that we are going to start using, although some of you are already using them, which is great. So I got three terms I'm going to introduce to you. Our first term, and you don't have to write these down right now. We're just going to start learning what these mean. Our first term is called transparent. And transparent means that almost all of the light shines through. And that is transparent. Can everybody go ahead and repeat that for me? Transparent.
Transparent.
And what does transparent mean?
See-through.
See through all the light. Anybody at home want to share? What is transparent? What are we saying transparent means?
See through all the light.
See through all the light. Very good. Okay, our next word, and this is a word that you guys, some of you have already used today, is translucent. So translucent means some of the light passes through. So translucent means some of the light passes through. So let's try that. Let's say translucent. Everybody say translucent. Translucent. And translucent means some of the light passes through. Now our last word, that's a different word, isn't it? That word is opaque. Opaque kind of sounds like the word cake. Cake. Opaque means none of the light passes through. Opaque means none of the light passes through. Let's everybody say opaque. Opaque.
Okay.
And what does opaque mean? None of the light passes through.
So that was the wood.
Good. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and classify our objects right now. So the first one we looked at was a piece of wood. Now what I'd like you to do is give me your green card for yes and your red one for no. And I'm going to hold the wooden block up in front of each term, and I want you to show me the red card if you don't agree that it fits that term, or the green for go if you do. Okay, does everybody understand? Everybody on camera, do y'all understand what I'm asking y'all? Green means you agree, red means no, it doesn't belong there. All right, so does the wooden block belong with transparent? I see some red cards here. I see, oh, very good. Because what does transparent mean again?
All.
All or almost all. Okay? Does the wooden block go with translucent? I see, very good. I see lots of red. Very good. Does the wooden block go with opaque? So what does opaque mean again? That we think the wooden block goes in?
None of the light.
None of the light goes through. All right? So now we're going to test. We're going to classify our plastic bag. Does the plastic bag fit with transparent? Transparent means what again? All of the light, or see-through is another way to say that. Is the plastic bag transparent? Very good. So, do we need to see it? Do we need to say if it's translucent or not? No, because we already know it's transparent. Very good. So what about our last one is our plastic water jug. Is our water jug transparent? I see lots of people saying no, it doesn't fit. Is our water jug translucent? Very good, very good, very good. Okay, so we are starting to learn how to classify objects based on what happens when we shine light on them. Now we're going to watch a short video, it'll be about 2 minutes long, and then I'm going to ask you to classify some more. But this video is going to help us understand a little bit more about transparent, translucent, and opaque. So if you'll give me just a moment, I'm going to share my screen so everybody can see it, and we can all watch it and hear it together. Oh, it's going to make me log back in. So give me just a minute. I'm sorry, friends, this sometimes happens with the page. It sometimes logs out when you don't go to it quickly enough. There we go. All right, now as we all know, technical difficulties do happen. So while we're waiting for me to get the video up, what I'd like you to do, because we're going to do this after the video, is I want you to start looking around the room you're in. Those of you here in the classroom, look around the classroom. And those of you at home, look around the room you're in at home and start looking for objects that might be transparent, translucent, or opaque. Because that's what we're going to be doing after we watch our video. So just take a look right now and see if there are objects that are transparent, translucent, or opaque. As I'm waiting for this video, FOSS-Web is running a little slow today. All right? So I'll tell you what, while we're getting this video ready, does somebody at home see an object that is transparent? Somebody at home see an object that's transparent? You can unmute your microphone and tell us what you see that's transparent.
I have a glass.
You have a glass? How can you tell that the glass is transparent? Because you can see through it very good. Brandon, what are you holding up here in the classroom?
My water bottle.
Your water bottle. Very good. What's your water bottle? Is it transparent, translucent, or opaque?
It is translucent because when I hold it up to the light, I can only see some of it.
Very good. So we're going to do that some more. I've got our video ready now, and we're going to go ahead and start it. Okay?
And that's what we're going to talk about next.
Can everybody at home see the video and
You
hear
can
it?
see what's on the other side.
Give me a thumbs up because I can see you.
There's see-through. That's because when light waves hit these objects, they travel right through them. Check it out. When I shine a flashlight through my car windshield, I can easily see the light on the other side. Things that let light through are called transparent. We can see very clearly through these things. Some things don't let any light through them. We can't see through them at all because they block all the light. These kinds of things are called opaque. Did you know that opaque objects are what make shadows? Think about it. When an object blocks all the light that hits it, we see a shadow. And the neat part is that the shadow is always in the shape of the opaque object. That's how we can make shadows.
I'm going to pause this real quick because I know we have some feedback. Let me see if I can fix that with my microphone in here, but make sure that everybody can still hear it. Thank you, friends at home, for catching that. And now we will get back to our video.
Make shadow puppets.
Is that better?
Are opaque. So when you shine a light on them, they block all the light and a shadow is created on the wall behind them. Whatever shape you make with your hands is the shape the shadow will be. Some things block some of the light, but they also let some of the light through. Like these curtains. You can see me through them, but not very clearly. Only some of the light is getting through. Objects like this are called translucent. Like this lampshade. It lets some of the light through, so the room is bright. But it blocks some of the light too, so it's not too bright. Oh, and by the way, here's a question for you. You can see me, just a little bit, through these curtains. But why do you see my shadow? Right, because I'm opaque. My body is blocking all the light, making a shadow on the curtains. I was
Okay.
kidding myself.
We're going to go ahead and stop this here because the rest of the video goes on. You can't hear me because the microphone is muted. All right, we're going to go ahead and stop the video here because the rest of the video is about something else that we are going to be studying next about light. Okay, so what I'm going to ask you to do now, and this will be in class, you can do that, and at home, I'd like you to continue to look around your room that you're in and find objects that are transparent, translucent, or opaque. And then what I'm going to ask you to do, after you find them, is I'm going to ask you to sort them into groups, make one group transparent, and who remembers transparent means what again? light does what?
All the way through.
All the way through, and then make a pile that's translucent. Translucent means what?
Some light will pass through.
Sunlight passes through, thank you very much. And then make a pile that's opaque. And what does opaque mean? No
Light
light
passes through.
And then what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to make a Flipgrid video. Remember how we made a Flipgrid video when we did our shadows? I want you to open up the Flipgrid video link like we did before, and make a little Flipgrid video and pick one of each object and tell us on your Flipgrid video why you called it transparent, why you called one translucent, and why you called one opaque. Does everybody remember how to do a Flipgrid video? If you're not sure, then once we start doing our work, Latasha, I see, so I'll go ahead and help you once everybody starts getting to work. So if you need help with Flipgrid, show me your red card, and if you're good to go, once we get started, show me your green for go. All right, I see Melissa, okay, and Latasha, I'll help you guys, and it looks like everybody else is good to go. So let's go ahead and get started. Y'all find some objects that you would say are